Hi everybody, this is Dr. Elsa. I'm here now at Cascades Park, just outside of Charlie Park, where we just had our reception at PolNet. It was cool. And yeah, today I presented my research. It's been a long time since I presented in person, and here at PolNet, I may have written this before, but I intended that to sort of be like a comeback for me. I think a comeback is a perfectly fine word to describe it. I think that basically it's, just continuing the journey that seemed to be halted by other challenges, So it was a really hard presentation. I'm actually surviving on absolutely zero sleep from last night. I got zero sleep. I think one of the lessons learned is that for this conference, I put too much pressure on myself. I made it a high stakes conference, and it was just sort of like unnecessary to make it such a high stakes, and there's a little bit of perfectionism in there. There's a little bit of it was fine. It was actually really, really good and really interesting, I think, what I was discovering. But it wasn't like, at the level that I wanted it to be, and that's why it was harder for me to finish up the slides in time. And I finished it up in the morning of my presentation, and I just couldn't get back to sleep afterwards. So it was just very unnecessary to put that much pressure on myself, and also I was given a responsibility that I don't think that was necessary either. It wasn't necessary to be focused on trying to get the paper done either. And yeah, overall, these kinds of things happen. You have to make a judgment, you have to make choices, and I made the choice that I did to put some things, or maybe I was just so nervous about it, or maybe the nerves about the presentation was sort of completely unnecessary. It was actually coming from making it such a high stakes situation, and it didn't need to be. In any case, I know now to always make sure that I get enough sleep when I'm doing my presentation. For me, all night I was trying so hard to get some sleep, and I just couldn't sleep. It was unfortunate. In any case, like I said, why is it so hard for me to not speak naturally when it comes to academic presentations? I'm able to do it occasionally for open mic, but definitely I realize that open mic poetry nights are not the same. Are not the same as academic presentations. Very, very different, and that's okay. I think it was good to understand that, but I think being in front of people, it's very helpful to be in front of people and to practice being in that sort of public environment. I love everything about network science. I wanted to learn all that computational stuff, but it's just a little bit complicated for me right now. You have to have the mental space sometimes to learn things, but you also have to have you sometimes just have to take a leap. And I really took the leap when coming to this conference. I really took the leap. I think it was really bold of me and strong of me, and I'm so proud of myself for just showing up. Just showing up was such a big deal, and I thank everybody who supported me for this conference. I thank you all. There are people who supported my travels and whatnot. I really appreciate them. I'm just happy to have that change of environment. I needed to get out of DC, and now I know that maybe I just need to take up a different opportunity. I may not get a academic position, and even though in my heart I'm an academic, in my heart I want to continue these publications and this research, but is it too late? Sometimes I wonder if it's too late, and to continue the research. It's nice to be here. I'm sweating here. It's a little bit humid, but it's not too humid. But I'm enjoying the night, even though I'm sleep deprived. I'm enjoying the night, And yeah, just gotta keep continuing the journey and never give up. I think I'm gonna come back at this again, and I'm gonna come back to the research. I'm gonna really think about whether I want to continue this research, whether it's even worth it at this point. In the end, like, why do we continue our research? You know, you have to think about like I have to think about my health. I can't keep doing this. Being like this is unsustainable. It's not sustainable to, you know, it's not sustainable to be anxious, and then have this challenge of putting these presentations together and then not be able to, you know, present properly. It's really not about professionalism, you know, because I can put it together, like really great slides and really great presentations. It's a matter of, you know, perfectionism, a serious imposter syndrome, and a serious perfectionism paralysis that I have to work on and fix. So this is it. I'm here in Florida, Tallahassee, Florida, the capital of Florida, and I'm going to continue sort of, exploring the night a little bit, before heading back to the hotel and calling it a night for the last morning of the conference, and then heading back tomorrow night to DC, you know. Yeah, but I'm really glad that I did this. I'm really glad that I came out to the PolNet conference, and I'm thankful for all the people who helped me get out here. And yeah, I'll just keep fighting, keep fighting. It's a fight. It is a real fight, and there are real, you know, people, but in my life and around me that don't want me to succeed. I am the underdog. I am the underdog in so many ways. I have so many disadvantages and so many things working against me. So many things against my identity factors. All of my identity factors, not just this around my neck. You know, it wouldn't matter whether I had this around my neck or not. And I know now for sure. You know, people are just people. You know, they're just going to be people who like you, and there are people who are not going to like you, just because of the way that you look, talk, breathe, walk, you know, everything about you, whether it be, you know, intangible, tangible, or invisible or visible trait that you have. There are just going to be people who don't want to support you and don't want to engage you. That's really hard when you want to embrace every single factor of your identity, you know, that makes you who you are. I continue to aspire to continue to be myself and be authentic and be real, and I won't stop in that quest for authenticity and speaking truth to power, speaking my truth, and continuing to tell my truth. So anyway, in any case, I'm just going to take in the night a little bit more. Yeah, thank you for listening to me. It was just sort of reflections. I'm just really surprised that I can actually speak probably right now with absolutely no sleep, but just some reflections about, you know, the conference. I'm so grateful to have made this trip, and I look forward to continuing the journey. You just have to keep fighting, keep doing you. Absolutely keep doing you. You can't be anyone else but yourself. You cannot. In my presentation today, I made a disastrous presentation. There were elements of it that I could not explain properly to anyone, and I could not even explain for myself. And I'm surprised now that I think it's the combination of not sleeping and being so nervous in front of really, really uber smart people, you know, that I could not, and like just like a ridiculous computer setup, like it didn't make sense to me at all. I couldn't figure out how to, you know, do the presentation. I mean, I don't have that. I mean, in any case, like it was just annoying. It was really annoying. I just know now that I don't belong with anywhere really, or I belong everywhere and nowhere, just like Dr. Maya Angelou said. And that's really what it is. You know, you belong everywhere but nowhere. I won't be able to get it without being accepted for who I am in every single identity factor, every single element of who I am. I can't accept being in any situation like that. In any case, this is Dr. Elsa. Thank you so much for listening to me. I look forward to continuing these difficult conversations and continuing the journey, the underdog, the triumph of the underdog journey. Thank you so much for everybody for being there for me. Alright. Take care. Have a good night. See you in the next video.